What up? I gotta make sure I'm live. Replay viewers, let me see those hashtags whenever you hop on here. Boom. Replay. Perfect. Sound is a go. It's all a go. I'm gonna give you guys a few seconds to hop on, but what I'm gonna talk about today are some cool things that I kind of had to learn over time. That, I mean, if you look at my output now versus a few years ago, it's dramatically improved. What's up, Monica? How you doing? Everybody, when you hop on, please drop a like and a comment. Let me know that you're here. Bump it up in the news feed so that everybody can see it and join in on the conversation. I think this is a really good one. I think it's one that people don't really talk about often enough. I think that people really, promote this kind of idea that when you are living the laptop lifestyle, you can work from wherever you want, whatever atmosphere you want. You can work from home in your PJs and it's perfect, and that's not necessarily the case. What's up, Monica? She said, great, and you? I'm doing really well today, actually. Sunday fun day for me over here. We're actually about to get together with some friends and have a cookie baking day. We're gonna drink some hot chocolate and Baileys or grab some wine and bake a bunch of fucking cookies and then overnight them to some family members that we have out of town and stuff like that. So it should be fun. It's a friend's Christmas kind of deal. What's up? Elisha? Am I saying your name? I'm saying your name right? I should have asked you that on our call. But yeah, everybody, when you hop on, drop a like, drop a comment, and then I have a few things today that I want to kind of give you guys, put in your brain, for you to kind of think about and hopefully take action on to improve your output, improve your productivity. You get more done in less time if you really take care of your atmosphere in the ways that I'm going to kind of explain to you. So I'm going to give you a few tips that have worked for me and that have worked for a lot of people that I know, and hopefully you guys will take it to heart. So when it comes to your atmosphere, so when I first started doing this thing, I used to, be like, I can work from home. I can be in my PJs. I can sit on my couch. I can have the TV on. And I still do that from time to time. But what I have learned over time is that I get a lot more work done. I get a lot more out of my business and my business growth if I take really good care of my atmosphere. And you really want to protect your atmosphere. You don't want to be lazy about it. Because what happens if you're lazy about your atmosphere is that you, in turn, become pretty lazy about your business. And so to kind of illustrate this, I used to work from home in my PJs, have the TV on or music, whatever kind of music on at all times. And I'd be on my couch and I would constantly get distracted, or I'd be tired. I'd grow fatigued because I'd get into one of the more boring tasks and I'd want to nod off and fall asleep. Or I'd get distracted and I'm up and I'm going to the fridge just to eat out of boredom, right? And shit like that. And so there are a few different things that you can do to kind of really upgrade your atmosphere, and it'll upgrade your business. It'll upgrade your performance. So number one is your physical atmosphere. So one of the things that I like to do is I have several different locations that I work from. So I know a lot of the times I do lives from this location, but that's just because this is a guaranteed pretty quiet spot with strong internet. But I have a minimum of 2 coffee shops that I frequent. And I can use this location, and I can use a buddy of mine's house, a friend's house as well. And I say friend, it's a person that I'm kind of seeing, but I use that person's house too whenever I'm over there visiting. And also there's this grocery store here in Columbus that I've kind of shot the shit with some of you guys about, but it has a co-working space up top. It's really cool. And so whenever I want to go get groceries, I work at the co-working space. When I'm done working, I hop downstairs, I grab my groceries, I go home. And so I have a few different spaces that I go to. And the reason why I like switching up my location is because I've noticed that not only, honestly, do I find it more enjoyable to not be stuck in the house all the time, because it's really easy whenever you live the laptop lifestyle to just kind of be cooped up in your home all the time. But I've noticed that not only do I enjoy getting out and getting into different locations, but having being disciplined enough to, and it doesn't feel I hate the word discipline. It feels like a negative word. It feels like a hard word, right, to accomplish. But when you get up and you get ready like you're going to work, and you put clothes on, and you shower, and you groom yourself, and you go out into the world, and you go grab a coffee, and you sit down in a comfortable coffee shop that has like a really awesome atmosphere and probably some pretty good music, and you sit down there and you work, and you're alone in a place where you can't be distracted. There's nothing to distract you. It's just you and your laptop and your work in front of you. Then you're going to get a lot more fucking work done, and you're going to start taking your business more seriously. You're going to start taking yourself more seriously as an entrepreneur, and you're going to get a lot more done. Like it's a mental hack as well as, you know, an atmosphere hack. So what that does is it tweaks your mental state of being so that you in turn are more productive. You produce more output. So I'm like very, very careful about making sure that I don't just stay home and work. I get out of the fucking house and go work. And you guys are starting to comment. Brandon, Gazzardo, what's up? What's up, man? I do that all the time. I have to move around a lot and a couple times a day. I like to pull away and do 30 minutes of yoga, exercise, and meditation. See, Brandon has it on lock. He knows exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. What's up, Ricky? That co-working space sounds like fun. Monica, it's like literally the best thing ever. Ashley was picking on me about it, but you go in. So it's a really cool space. It's called Giant Eagle, but it's Giant Eagle Market District. So there's Giant Eagle that's like regular grocery stores. And then I feel like a lot of the big cities are starting to have stuff like this, but you go in, there's a Starbucks downstairs. So I go in, I grab Starbucks, I run upstairs. They have like really comfortable booth seating. Like it's really cool. Sit down, work. When I'm done working, I go back downstairs, I dispose of my Starbucks, I go back downstairs, I grab groceries, but they also have like ready-made meals. They have, I think, a little bar in there. You can grab alcohol. Like it's a really dope spot. And in the summer, they have a patio. So like if it's nice out, you can work outside. It's a really cool place. Good points. There's also the element of being in public that leverages it, increases focus. I can do this more. Yeah, man. Entrepreneur meetups kill it. Made 2 friends near you who work from home also. Rotate homes. That's a good one, Ashley. Good tip. Also maintaining the space at home is essential. Having a dedicated workspace is clutch. Yeah, you're right. So like if you are going to work from home, make sure you set up like an office space for yourself. But even so for me, like I'm very easily distracted. So when I'm in my office space, because I've done that, when I'm in my office space and I find myself like, it's always when I get to the point, and you guys might be able to relate to this, some of you guys, it's always when I get to the point where I'm working on a task. Because like, not everything is fun in business and owning your own business. You're going to have to wear multiple hats, and you're going to end up having to do something you don't really want to do. And so whenever I get to the point where I have to do something I don't really want to do and I'm at home, I'm vulnerable. I'm like, I'm just going to take a little break. And that break turns into me like taking the rest of the day off because I'm home and I'm able to do that. But if I'm at a coffee shop, if I'm at a location, I'm actually like much more inclined to just sit there and bust my ass and just get through it. You know what I mean? And so very, very good tip. Be very protective of your physical atmosphere, your physical space. Get out to different locations more. Don't just work at home. Go find local coffee shops. It doesn't have to be Starbucks in your area. And you'll like see for yourself that you can bust out work much easier that way. Next thing is music. So I actually really, really like very fucking emotional, dark, sad music for some reason, right? And that emotional, dark, sad music will bring you to an emotional, dark, sad, pitiful place. Same thing with like happy music. Like if you like really happy music that's you want to sing and makes you want to get up and jump around and dance. If you're singing, if you're bouncing around, you're not focusing as much. You're not going to get as much done. Brain.fm is a really, really, really good website where you can go and you can put on music specifically for focusing. Like they use science with it. It's really complicated. I thought about explaining it, but I barely understand it, so I'm not going to explain it to you guys, but feel free to like look up the science behind brain.fm. But they use like auditory neuroscience. And so there's a certain kind of music that creates a certain kind of sound wave that, how do I explain this simply? That triggers or makes your brain, it triggers a certain type of brain wave that induces focus. And so once you get in on a task and you're listening to that kind of music, it'll actually like promote or kind of breed that focus type of mentality. And so when you're out so for me, I'm out at the coffee shop, I'm already in a focused atmosphere, physical atmosphere. And then I put on brain.fm and then, thank you, Monica, appreciate it. And then I put on brain.fm and I have that focused music. I'm completely in the zone at that point. In biohacking, it's called hacking your flow state, right? And so you want to hack your focus so you can get completely in the flow state. If you are completely in that flow state, what's going to happen? You're going to get a shit ton of work done, right? No kids bothering you. No dogs puking on the carpet because they have seasonal allergies. That's my dog. No, none of the bullshit, right? And then you're just at your computer in a coffee shop, no fridge over there calling your name, no Netflix begging you to come take a look at it because you're binging through Shameless and you're trying to take a day off and focus on something. None of that is in your way. It's just you, your computer, and some really good music that'll hack your focus for you. So that's number 2. Oh, Pasha knows what I'm talking about. I'm going to come back up and check out all the comments in a second. I want to get through the next one, which is the last one, which I never really realized. So for a long time, right, I've been working online. It was like 7 years. I've been working online. A lot of that has to do with social media, connecting with people on Facebook primarily. And what I didn't realize, that I realized, I think, when the US election, the presidential election was hitting, I realized exactly how distracting your social media can be if you don't take proper care of it. If you're on social media all the time, and I don't give a shit if it's Facebook, Reddit, Twitter, Pinterest, I don't care what, Instagram, I don't care where it is, Snapchat, wherever you're doing business on social media, if you don't take care of that atmosphere, if you don't take care of that space, then you're going to be distracted more often than not. You're going to be less focused. You're going to be more inclined to get into political debates where nobody wins at the end of the day. And you are not going to get work done. You're going to put yourself in a position where you hinder yourself and weaken your ability to do good work and make the impact that you really want to make because you're too busy focused on the bullshit that Facebook is putting in your face. But the key there is to realize that Facebook isn't putting it in your face. You control your atmosphere on Facebook. You control your newsfeed. What I ended up doing was I deleted all of my personal contacts from Facebook, whether I liked you and agreed with everything you posted or whether I didn't. There's like a handful of people that I'm connected with on a business level as well as a personal level that I kept because we're connected on a bit on. So they're the exception. Literally maybe 5 people. I deleted like maybe 700 others. And that automatically, my newsfeed dramatically changed from a whole lot of talk about a lot of stuff that ultimately wasn't doing me or anyone any good to a whole lot of business, marketing, industry talk that I really need to be a part of in order to better serve you guys, better serve my ability to focus, better serve myself, right? Because I was driving myself crazy over the election, I'll be honest. And all of that stuff. So like I took better care of my Facebook newsfeed by deleting all those people. And then my focus in turn, whenever I got on Facebook, I found myself being distracted and being dragged into this, that, and the other argument or debate or whatever. Like maybe your newsfeed is full of like dank memes and it's like all fun and games. That's cool. But if you spend all that time laughing, how much time are you spending working? Not to saying that you shouldn't enjoy yourself. You absolutely should. I'm a part of a group where all we do is like, all we do is talk shit and like have fun. But you gotta segment and you still gotta take care of your space, right? So make sure that like, just, I don't know, be self-aware, listen to your gut, ask yourself, like, am I as focused as I need to be when I'm on Facebook? And if any part of you says no, handle your space. And you don't have to delete everybody. You really should delete people that really, like, if they're a personal contact, but you just, like, I find people, like, you guys hold on to people, to contacts from high school that you don't even fuck with anymore, and they're just posting shit that makes you angry. Why are you friends with them? Delete them. Who cares? So delete those people that really don't serve you in any way, that really don't help you in any way. If you want to keep friends and family members, that's fine. You can click the follow first for people who you really want to follow in the industry, who will help you focus. It's industry topics, right, that you want to connect with and network with. And then, and this is Facebook specific, you'll have to figure out how to do it for other social media platforms. But you can hit follow first for industry specific people. You can hit unfollow for family members that you feel like they're just going to yell at you if you delete them, so you don't want to, but you also don't want to see anything they post. Hit unfollow. You don't have to see what they post, right? And so take care of your news feed, like audit your news feed so that it can be a more focused place for you. And that's really the biggest one, I think. Yeah, that's it. I just had like those 3 tips, like physical atmosphere, music, and social media. We're on social media all the time, guys. All right, let me hop up here and read these comments. I wish I had some coffee shops around here that I could work from. These small country towns don't do that shit. Man, I hear you. When I was in South Carolina visiting my parents over the summer, I drove like 30 to 45 minutes a day just to go to a fucking coffee shop. It was worth it for me. That's a lot of gas, a lot of driving. I also find that being around people helps to spur my imaginative juices. That could work. That could work. Fucking money management time. Yeah, very few places in a small town. I have to drive 50 to 60 miles to a bigger city. I find that a good bowl of some top shelf sativa helps me. All right, we'll talk drugs. Jazz. Jazz is probably a good genre of music to listen to. I haven't tried jazz yet, honestly, but I should. There's certainly waves that increase brain functionality. I've heard of them. I tried listening once, but instead the music helping me focus, it actually put me to sleep. Brandon, make sure that you're using the focus music on there, because you can select like relax on brain.fm specifically. You can select relax, focus, meditate, or something else. I forget. Study, I think. I think there's one for studying. Social media is so insanely distracting. I know. I have blown hours getting caught up in a discussion that doesn't benefit me. It's a disease. Yeah, man. So make sure that you like, honestly, that group that we're a part of that I can't really talk about is the only place on social media that I like reserve for fun shit, on Facebook specifically. But I also keep a platform for myself. Like my Instagram is for me and my friends. Like it's really not for work. And so that helps too. So that when I know that I want to partake more in like personal endeavors on social media, I hop on Instagram. And it's all good because all of my friends are on Instagram. Many parts are saying no. What do you mean by that, Monica? Many parts are saying no. I am late on here. What was the list you spoke about? I'm about to hop off here in a second. How do I say your name? I almost want to think that either the N or the G are silent. I love that group. It helps me pull away from the serious and have some fun. Yeah, Brandon, exactly. Me too. Me too. I am not focused on social media. So Monica, what you got to do is you got to take my advice to heart. So if you have a lot of like, the N is silent. So Galinda, did I say that right? I want to learn. I don't want to disrespect you. Appreciate you helping me out with that. But yeah, so Monica, take that advice to heart. If you're not focused on social media, you're doing a lot of networking on social media, right? Like you're doing, especially on Facebook, I think, for you. And so if that's the case, you want to just go ahead and cut ties with people you need to cut ties with. At the end of the day, like it was really intimidating for me to go through that. But after the fact, it was a huge weight lifted, right? Like your fear is always worse than the actual like outcome of the endeavor. The fear is always worse than the endeavor itself. And so I was intimidated. I thought I'd piss people off or hurt people that I would never intend to hurt. But really, when I had those conversations, I gave the people who I interacted with the most on social media that were my personal friends, like my closest friends and stuff, I gave them a heads up. I was just like, listen, I'm converting my Facebook profile into a professional profile, and I'm going to delete all of my personal contacts. Having you guys on my friends list is very much the equivalent of, imagine you're doing a presentation at work for your bosses or for a board or whatever, and you're doing a presentation and you're pitching them on something big, and me and all of your closest friends and family members are like standing in the back of the room like cheerleaders just watching you. And they were like, oh, I didn't think about it like that. I'm like, that's kind of what it feels like. So I'm going to delete all of you guys. And then convert my profile and just make sure we stay connected on Instagram. And they were fine, right? So like the people who support you will really support you in that. And then the people who don't, you should probably, maybe distance yourself from them anyway, to be honest. Yep, deleted all of my contacts from my job because I didn't want them in my business. See? And it's okay. That's perfectly fine. All right, so I'm gonna hop off here, guys. If any of you guys have any questions, comments, please drop them below. I'm happy to continue this conversation. I'm gonna go clean up so that we can make some cookies for Christmas. See ya. Bye.